Scheduled city council meeting to order. Call the roll, please.
Berkland,
Yes.
McCauley,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda, please?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion on the agenda items for tonight? If not, call the roll, please.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Berkland,
Yes.
McCauley,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Thank you. Consent agenda. We have the following payments for, excuse me, backing up. We have the minutes of the September 2021 regular city council meeting. We have payments for contract services, including Bolton and Mink intersection improvement study in the amount of $4,483. Bolton and Mink wastewater design, $59,234.25. Bolton and Mink 2020 downtown improvements in the amount of $2,389.50. Bolton and Mink runway 1430 seconds relocation in the amount of $28,946.52. Bolton and Mink crack ceiling in the amount of $3,526. Bolton and Mink stormwater in the amount of $1,377.50. Bolton and Mink grant funding in the amount of $1,335. And Bolton and Mink general engineering, $1,724. Greater Des Moines Partnership investor commitment in the amount of $3,500 for a total amount of $106,515.77. Tonight for claims, registers, and financials, we have $408,159.37. And license and permits, we have none tonight. Need a motion to approve the above items we just went over?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
McCauley,
Yes.
Berkland,
Yes.
Walling, yes, Schott,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to city administrator's report.
All right, pretty much the only thing I have tonight is just a little update on fireworks. And that is that administration has been working with the mayor on coming up with some options to get a little bit more verbiage and understanding of. So hopefully in the next meeting or two, we'll be able to bring something back to council for further consideration. So,
Okay.
That's what I've got. Any questions for me?
Okay.
All right.
Mayor, council comments. I don't think I really have anything tonight. Council?
I just have one thing. It's actually maybe Josh might know the answer to this, but I had somebody ask me why that some of the alleys in our town are paved and some alleys aren't paved. And I really didn't have an answer. I said, I don't know.
Yeah, that actually, when the time that they did pave those alleys, I was just a little kid still. Because I remember putting my name in rocks and the asphalt, and they rolled over. They're still there. I just spelled my name right. But anyways, I think they did that for so long. I think they started doing some alleys. This was back when Bill Simmers was still here. And then they quit doing them just because they kind of feel like that's more of a private type deal per se in some of the alleys. So they've kind of quit doing those and stuff. There's, I would say there's probably still 25% of the alleys that are not paved and 75%. But the last time that most of those were paved was probably 30 years ago.
Okay.
So,
Yep. Thank you.
yep.
Well, I'll say this, having,
More than that, because we lived on West Third when I was in junior high, and they paved all of it but the half in front of my folks and another guy.
Yeah.
And they were, I think they were not funded.
Yeah.
But they didn't get that whole alley.
Sure.
back.
Yeah.
And I think I was junior high or high
Yeah.
school would have been 50 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. They did them a long time ago. And
Yeah.
I mean, they're tore up,
Oh,
it's something
yeah,
to look
a lot
at
of
probably in
them
the
really
future,
need
possibly a future type of,
Yeah, I
issue.
think with the projects that we've done and just kind of the mentality that we've had, we really wanted to make the investments to bring up the quality of the streets over those alleyways that are primarily there just for the access of the homeowners. I mean, go back a couple garbage scenarios ago, we did used to pick up garbage in the alleys. So that was probably also part of it, trying to not have it be quite as rough for the garbage trucks, things like that. But now that all the services are at the roads, we really just make those investments in the streets over the alleys, because it's probably three alleys would make a block, give or take, maybe 4. So it's kind of that cost benefit of how we want to go and where our priorities want to be. But if that's something the council would like to look at our next asphalt project, we can absolutely look at that. But I feel like we've really been gaining some traction and some momentum on getting our streets into a lot better shape. And I'm not quite ready to probably recommend that we take away from doing a street to do some alleys.
No, I totally understand that. It was mostly just, I didn't know the answer. And now
Probably a financial thing back in the day.
There's
I
the
don't-
really long answer.
I don't think it's that long ago since we did the last few alleys. Because I can remember, I think when we lived on Marengo Drive, that alley to the south of us was done while we lived there. And that would be within the last 12, 15 years.
The one at Ostrander.
Yeah. You know, and I think I've seen some other alleys, having lived on them with them blacktop. It's a very nice advantage to be able to come and go from, there's a ton of garages that are in the back alleys, and you're not gonna get your car dirty. You know, if you pull up in there on the blacktop, you've got a nice edge to that blacktop so that you know where to finish mowing or where to seed, or that it adds some quality to the neighborhood, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I understand it's-
Cut down the dust.
Yeah, it does. I understand it's money, but we spend money all over for other things too. Yeah, I would probably get back on the bandwagon and try and urge that we do one once in a while, because it does help the neighborhood.
Something we need to look at when we look at our next paving,
Probably
resurface
wouldn't
the
hurt
street.
to do the quarter that aren't done first and then patch up the rest on the rest.
Yeah,
Make it fair for every citizen in town.
But we don't want to cut down on the streets either.
Yeah, that's true.
it's a balancing act.
We need some more money.
We will look at it again when we do our next asphalt project, I guess.
Just donate towards it.
Other council comments? If not, we'll move on to open forum. This is anybody who here for open forum that wants to speak on any topic that's on our agenda tonight, or any other topic for that matter. We just have the one open forum tonight. So again, if you want to speak on anything, including items on the agenda tonight, now's your chance for open forum. As usual, we ask speakers to step up to the microphone, state their name and address for the record, and you'll be given 3 minutes to address the council. Who's here for open forum tonight?
Eric Bond, 1524 Warford Street. Just let you know that I'm opposed to open burning. That's it.
What did you say?
He's opposed.
Opposed to open Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, with Eric had said that, I don't know about anybody else, but I've received a very nice email letter today from Mrs. Eric Bond. You know, stating her thoughts about open burning and the fact that she doesn't think it's good for the city and so on.
Well, that'll be
Very
good.
nice letter and very well put.
Good. Anybody else here for open forum tonight? Again, any topics that are on the agenda or anything else people want to discuss? Anybody on Zoom for open forum? I guess not.
I'm here, Lindsay Pasuti, 1119 Warford Street. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Just giving a chamber update. We finished up our farmers market last week. We saw about 250 shoppers each night, and then upwards of 400 when we had those themed special events with special guests. Back to school night was of course the most popular. But we ran the numbers and we had a really successful market with all of the alternative currency programs that we had. SNAP, Double Up Food Bucks, the pantry dollars as well. So we had about $2,340 and extra dollars that flowed into the farmers market this summer through those programs. 1,400 of those specifically came from the food pantry. So just a big shout out to Lou Hoger and that opportunity with the Bach Foundation that they, collaborated with us on the farmers market. We do have dates for the fall farmers markets set. So we're trying out something new on the third Saturday of the month at the library, public library community room. So that'll be the third Saturday of the month, October 16th, November 20th, and December 18th. Those will all be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., limited to about 6 to 10 vendors, but we should still have a really good variety of offerings with seasonal produce, jams and jellies, the baked goods, things like that, that people come to see with the market. So thank you.
Thank you. I thought the farmer's market was great this year. As you know, Lindsay, I attend most of them. I think I missed one this year. I'm a big supporter of the farmer's market, and I usually bring home several bags of goodies from the farmer's market. So I think it went well this year, and we got a nice number of vendors, I thought.
Yes, thank you. And we do have an end of season market survey on just through SurveyMonkey. It is on the webpage for the farmers market and can be found on our Facebook page too, if Facebook's working for you today, that is. But just looking for feedback from the community on things that we can continue to do to grow that for that regular gathering space for in the summer.
Thank you. Anybody else for open forum? One last call. If not, we'll move on to nuisance abatement hearing. As approved by council on September 20th, 2021, a hearing will take place now at the request of Ms. Linda Feth on the notice to abate nuisance she received for her property located at 2019 Otley. This hearing is being held in accordance with the city ordinance 50.13. We'll start out with Linda speaking. So just tell us anything you'd like about, what you'd like us to know about.
Oh, you don't
the
want to hear
abatement.
that. Okay, I'm Linda Feth, live at 2019 Otley. I've got a notice about my truck. And I have pictures that my truck is on cement in my backyard. How it's a nuisance to anybody in my backyard, I don't know. It's drivable, it's not junk. I want to know why I'm getting this summons, I guess.
Did you say it's parked on grass or hard surface?
It's on it. I got pictures. It's on cement.
Anything else right now, Linda?
No, I just want to know. I got the notice and
It's on concrete. But apron from the alley to the concrete.
And Mike is here to represent compliance.
What our compliance official provided notice to Linda the first of September 9th, that her property lacked hard surface parking area. By ordinance, we do require vehicles on properties to sit on hard surfaces. Defined our driveways as we have place for parking vehicles that have to be paved, rocked in some manner. When he took, apparently, when he went by through the alleys, which he's trying to get through all of our alleys over the course of a couple. He noted that there were Linda's issue, and I think a couple of others on that same block that were not driveways, were parking areas, but were not on hard surface. So we documented those and provided notice. And we have to provide a notice of a nuisance, but it's really just a notice that we should abate the situation. So it's not meant that it's, parents are in that regard. It's in regard to the fact that we lack hard surfaces. And we require hard surfaces, which is what we spoke earlier about, just because vehicles going on and off the public streets and alleys, if there isn't one, over time it wears, it ruts, it breaks down that edge of the public street around it. So that's why we ask for those aprons or entryways to be hard surface, and then the vehicle itself, by ordinance, is to be on hard surface. We know that those exist all throughout town. We've seen that. We try to correct that when it comes up. But it is always a continuing issue. And it's usually because people are uninformed, or and that occurs when the mark is more of it. People work with people to inform them on that issue.
How long has this abatement thing been enforced?
Well, the ordinance has been in force since at least '02.
My truck's been there for 5 years. You're just now noticing it?
And as I said, we can't see all, and we also, there's some that do exist, and we can try to get acquainted with them. But what we found was the jury by photo was not sitting on this and was fine. And personally, I went out with Mark to look at that too.
But they didn't get out of the truck and see that the concrete was up there.
We are, forbidden from really trying to get private property, so we try to look from what we can. But what we noticed is that if there is concrete, which Linda does have photos that shows, we have an old type of driveway that has the two paved strips. But by the photo that we have, and I think all we have, from what we shot, we did not see those strips there. They are there. Now, the apron going out to the alleyway is still grass. Old tree stuff that's there, which is actually pretty hard.
Yeah.
So it's not complete. We're just asking, I guess, that we have concrete that sits on, that we need to complete the interlink.
And the alley's a mess. You're talking about alleys, yeah. The alley's a mess. It needs to be maintained.
So that was the issue that Mark cited. So any questions would be? And I'm happy that he is here to express that it gives us an opportunity to allow our residents and our citizens to come.
That's great. What was the date for abatement to be set?
Well, she had, I think, was given 15 days, but with her asking for a hearing, that has put a halt to that.
Okay.
So
her parking is in compliance, it's the approach that's not in compliance?
yes, for what your photo shows, the hard surface strips are closed. So it's
Vehicle
just,
sits on that.
it's the last.
Yeah, my
4 feet or
vehicle.
So that's between the end of those and the alleyway that would have to be.
Lots of rock or something.
Yes.
So it could be white rock put on.
Right, in the alleyways would be white rock, asphalt, or pavers. For our roads, the more substantial investments, it has to be concrete.
So your alley is pretty rutted and not in such good shape.
No, it's not in good shape.
If you call Jack Blattner, he'll bring white rock up in that for you. I've had the same trouble with mine.
Will he bring it out for me?
No, but he will bring it through the alleyway. But yours isn't gonna take much if you got two little tracks. Just
Well,
from
it's in her yard.
Yeah,
It's in her yard.
In her yard, it's just two tracks.
Yeah, actually, the alleyway is asphalt.
Oh, it's asphalt.
With big old bumps in it.
With big old holes.
Yeah,
I've been down that
he
alley.
won't bring
Yeah.
He won't bring white rock on that. Okay.
So to be in compliance, just a little strip of white rock would,
That's what, it appears that's what it would take. And we can certainly have Mark or myself come out. Whatever.
But that sounds like it's very long.
Yeah.
And that's-
Should be a start.
Other questions for Mike or Linda? Go ahead, Mike. You're going to say something.
No, I was just gonna say, so we need, they have the council. Take a position.
Yeah.
Our ordinances.
If there's, I don't want to shut off the discussion or questions, but if there's no other discussion or questions, I need a motion from council to either let the abatement issue stand or modify it or overturn the citation she was given. So again, I need a motion on to reflect one of those things that we're gonna overturn it, let it stand or modify it.
I make a motion that we modify that to have her add 2 strips of white rock where she's backing up through the grass.
We're basically trying to protect the alley.
That's in essence, and provide a solid parking, which is required, of the ordinance,
Which she already has.
which she has exposed or it is there. So it would, the only thing that needs to be abated would be the
4 feet of grass.
That's it.
That's my main motion. I make a motion that we let her put a couple strips of white rock in there. So it's-
We have a second to that motion.
Yeah, I'd second that.
If you're making a motion to uphold the building official's position, then we just need a motion to.
To uphold it. Okay.
Yeah. What you're telling me, you're not really modifying it,
Okay.
because she'll still have a choice of how to our service.
Sure.
So, but we need to affirm the decision of it.
Who are you?
I make,
Oh.
Do you want to modify your motion to affirm it then?
I make a motion, we affirm
The abatement
the
issue.
abatement.
I'd second that.
Any other discussion?
Just, what's the time frame that we're allowing her to have to,
Well, I would imagine we probably would just restart the clock
so 15 days, was it
or, you know, something reasonable.
reasonable?
That's usually marks pretty limited. in terms of there's a plan.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
So I'm supposed to put in white rock within 15 days.
White rock or some kind of
some type
rock
of gravel.
or pavers or whatever you choose.
No.
However you wish to resolve.
Okay.
Okay. We need, if there's no other discussion, we need to vote on that motion. Call the roll, please.
Berglund,
Yes.
McCauley,
Yes,
Walling,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
So again, we voted to uphold the abatement citation, and Linda will have, I believe, probably 15 days to correct it. Okay. Thank you. Again, thank you for coming and meeting with us tonight. Moving on to old business. First item under old business is resolution approving the selection of a tree maintenance service contractor. Per resolution 090721D, the city of Perry put out a request for proposals, RFPs, for qualified tree trimming and removal contractors for projects occurring within the city for the next 3 years. A committee consisting of city administrator Sven Peterson and Deputy Public Works Director Josh Webker carefully reviewed the submittal of one RFP from Walton Tree Service, and based off the scoring criteria, Walton Tree Service received an average of 90 out of 100. The committee selected Walton Tree Service to provide service and would recommend Walton Tree Service for council's approval of the selection of a tree maintenance service contractor. Need a motion, please?
I move that we approve the selection of Bolton Tree Service for a tree maintenance service contract.
And I'll second.
Discussion?
How come somebody on the council wasn't put on this committee?
I guess it wasn't intentional, but next time we certainly could.
We only have one proposal.
Yep, this one we got one, and I guess further back in that, the last time we did sewer maintenance agreement, it was the city administrator, someone from Public Works, and then city engineer. So we just kind of copied that and took out the city engineer because it didn't have much to do with that. If somebody would like to be on a future review committee.
I was just asking, you know, should somebody?
Always helps, in my
What's
opinion.
that?
It always helps, I think, to have somebody there, you know.
I think from staff's perspective, that was just our grading to make a recommendation to council to make a decision. But that can certainly be expanded next time.
How long did we be on it if you want somebody on?
In 3 years,
Yeah.
if you get reelected.
Any other discussion on this resolution approving the selection of a tree maintenance service contract? If not, call the roll, please.
Walling,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Berkland,
Yes.
Collie,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item, resolution approving an agreement for professional services with Walton Tree Service. This agreement for professional services is a 3-year agreement and proposes to serve the city of Perry on a set fee structure to handle emergency situations and other non-project related tree maintenance services with Walton Tree Service as set forth in the agreement. This resolution would accept the agreement and would authorize the mayor to sign on the city's behalf. Need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution approving an agreement for professional services with Walton Tree Service.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
So like we talked about last time, this just makes it a lot easier for us to have a designated tree service person to go to. Also for tree board, now they can just put together their tree list, basically get Walton's quote of her, estimate of what it is, just like we've done with our sewer cleaning. We just get the number from AccuJet each time. And then we have just that one professional services agreement each time for that, in this case, trees to be taken out. So a little bit easier. I think Walton does a phenomenal job for us. The times that the tree board and other things have gotten bids that have been companies that are not Walton, we've had quite a few issues on quality and, making sure that the stumps are ground out and filled in with dirt, and all that kind of stuff. Also damage to property, things like that. So we have a lot of confidence in Walton and it will be fair and nice. So
I've got one question. During the ratio, after the ratio, a bunch of trees were marked and come down.
Yep.
Are those still on the list? Because all the marks are
yeah, so
they're gone now.
sort of, they're on a list. Because there was a lot of trees that were damaged or, kind of not to the point that FEMA would fund having them removed. They had to have immediate danger, but, a lot of them, it was, maybe a large limb had come off and now the tree doesn't look right, or, it's kind of damaged beyond being aesthetic or healthy, things like that. They won't pay for that. They'll only pay for trees that, fell in the road or are in immediate danger, that type of thing. So we do have that whole list of trees still that, we'll have to keep going back through. But again, this is hopefully a way that we can have a better way of budgeting and getting,
So most of those marks are low priority because they've fallen down.
yeah, it was a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of it was, there's kind of graded on damage or whatever, but if they, again, it's gonna be on us to pay for that, which is a good segue into how we're gonna pay for, Rachel trees as well as as ash trees, which we have our fingers crossed, there's a lot of overlap. But we had talked this last budget year, the year before, about working with our franchise fee and increasing that franchise fee to fund tree removal, but then also trimming a portion of town each year over the road and sidewalk. Just to keep everything trimmed up, but then that's a lot of time that Mr. Colton doesn't have to drive around and write people up for low hanging branches, things like that. So that's probably the next thing we'll bring forward is new ordinance for the franchise fee, using that for tree maintenance within the community. And not just necessarily cutting down trees, but also tree replacement, canopy management. So like our tree nursery, things like that. We're going and buying a few potted trees and, you know, either selling them at a discount or giving them away for free, just like a lot of utility companies do. So a lot of different options we can do there.
Okay, any other discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Klein,
Yes.
Berkland.
Yes.
Collie,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to new business. First item under new business is resolution setting 2021 fall yard waste open burning dates. City Hall has been receiving calls regarding the dates for open burning for fall of 2021. In the past, open burn has been set for roughly 3 weeks from 10 o'clock a.m. till sundown. The proposed dates for 2021 would be October 31st, 2021 to November 21, 2021. The curbside yard waste will continue to be picked up until December 8th, 2021. That's probably weather permitting. Council will need to discuss and set the dates in which to include an approved resolution. As always, residents are encouraged to try and find alternative methods to open burning of yard disposal. Need a motion, please?
I move that we set the 2021 fall yard waste open burning dates from October 31st to November 21st, 10 a.m. till sundown.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
I wish we had other options.
Me too.
I wish that we had a place where careful citizens, law-abiding citizens, caring citizens could load it up however they want to load it up, easy for them, and take it someplace and get it out of their trailer, get it out of their shed or whatever, and leave it there for then us to deal with. But I understand our citizens will not comply with the rules.
Without being watched.
And that makes it harder for us to sit here and try and do what we think would be right if they're not gonna respect it.
But that's the same as with the fireworks. I mean, they won't abide by that. They won't abide by this open burning. I mean, it's just, that we've got to somehow, but.
And I understand, and I agree with you, but open burning is a situation that comes over for many days, you know, with people going out and raking their yard, needing to get rid of it somehow. You know, senior citizens are only going to do so much and they're going to rest for a while, and another day they'll do a little more. But darn it, it seems to me like we should be able to come up with a way that people don't have to bag it, don't have to haul it out to the street, let it sit there, let it get rained on, let it fall over, let it be a mess. A way that they can get rid of it legally and easily. Yes, sir.
That's
The
the
next
next item on the
topic.
agenda.
The next topic on our
I
agenda.
would just assume, I wish they were both combined because it all rolls into the same thing.
Yeah, I prefer not to burn, but
On a positive note related to burning, just from my personal observation over the many years I've lived in Perry. You know, it used to be, go to Des Moines on a Saturday afternoon or something during burn season. You'd come back and there'd just be this smoky haze, worse than fireworks, over the town. And it was just awful. But, you know, over the last number of years, I think it's gotten less and less. I think fewer and fewer people are burning. Just my personal observation, right or wrong, that's what I think I see. So that is improving, I think, at least.
I think it's, I don't know, last year, our neighborhood was full of smoke a lot. They're burning them even when they're wet.
That's the problem.
And that is a big problem. And we've had that the last couple of years where it's been that way. But the thing is, as far as leaves, yes, that's a time when all the leaves, I've already done some in our yard already. And they're just beginning, and it'll take me this, but I bag mine. I don't burn them.
I beg.
Because our neighborhood, we've had so many, my husband has COPD. Our whole neighborhood, they can't stand the smell of smoke.
And
They can't go
asthma.
outside.
People with
Yeah,
asthma.
asthma. And I think there's more with allergies. People have
Mhm.
allergies. And then with the COVID and everything, it's just, I'm just against the burning.
It would help a lot of people when if they are gonna burn it, they burn leaves when they're only dry.
Well, yeah, they're gonna burn them whenever they want it. It's like Chuck said, it doesn't matter what we put for the time or the dates, they're gonna do it anyway. I've smelled it in our neighborhood already. They're
I'm sure.
burning, yeah. It's just like the fireworks, they're not gonna go abide by the ordinance, but I do think, it's like you said, when you come into town, you see that haze, you can't even open your windows, you have to shut your windows. I have to turn the air on just to have it so we can breathe, because I have asthma. It's not good.
And it's tough on them. They just can't be outside that few weeks it's being burned.
Well, a lot of people are burning, they're not there watching them. They start them and you don't even know where they're at. You may have a
And
big
should
one
point
going.
out, you can only burn in your backyards.
Yes.
We've had people burn in the front yards and the whole street's full of smoke. So it's backyards only. And don't burn them right after it rains. Because they ain't gonna do nothing but smoke.
And I know the next one's the yard waste disposal site. Is that gonna be up and running this year? So we can
Yep.
have,
Yep, it sets the dates in there.
then maybe that's the time that we.
Anything
start the
else
burning.
on discussion for fall waste open burning dates? If there's no other discussion on fall open burning dates, call the roll, please.
Collie,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Berkland,
Yes.
Schott,
No.
Klein,
No,
You don't have the leaves anymore.
Trees all over hell.
Oh. But you deal with it.
Okay.
Some of them.
Next topic, resolution setting rules for trial yard waste disposal site. City staff has determined the need for an official yard waste disposal site and would like to attempt a trial run. With this trial run, city residents only will be able to dispose of yard waste at a drop site. This resolution would approve the designation of the trial site located at 14325 Ivy Place, the property in which the sanitation department is housed. The trial site would be open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 3:30 p.m., with the exception of observed holidays from October 18th, 2021 through December 10th, 2021, and will be monitored and recorded by security cameras at all times. This resolution also approves the rules and regulations for the trial as provided in the council packet and allows for the illegal dumping fine of $500 minimum to be administered to any violators of the posted rules. Need a motion, please?
I
Make
move
a
that,
motion to pass resolution setting rules and trail yard waste disposal site.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
We do have the security cameras, right?
Yep, they showed up last Friday, so we're just bits of technology is gonna get internet out there so that they're all wireless cameras now. I really think that was probably a big issue the last time we went through this, almost 10 years ago. Because there was really no watching it, no enforcement of it, so.
Is that at the same site?
No,
No.
so this is gonna be up, just off of 141. So people driving by will be able to see
Just off of 141 where?
at the recycle building.
At the recycle.
South.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
gray
it's, so
building.
it's not
Yeah,
inside of the
south of
sanitation.
141.
Right.
Okay.
Fence.
So
it's
it's
not-
just, it's, you go through and it's gonna be just behind. There will be signage out there to help direct people back behind the building, but
So you're not taking them clear to the west where it used to be?
correct.
No, that was put out by the wastewater treatment.
Something-
This is up top, closer to Ivy Place and the
This is
highway.
this is further west.
Near where the appliance
But
stuff
it
went?
can't be,
Yep.
because that's the rivers. It's not further west than where the old burning
It's
site.
further
But
west
it's
of where the other side
south
is.
of, southwest of the building,
Just directly west.
just directly
Yeah,
west.
just
Okay.
directly west. Again, we'll have signage out there directing people. So it should be pretty easy to get back there and find it, but there's gonna be separate piles for different items so that they're easy to sort and move. So you'll have to have your grass, leaves and garden waste in one pile, your brush in another pile, and then larger tree limbs in another pile. So hopefully everything gets sorted out and it's neat and orderly, but you know, another thing is we're gonna lock the gates at night and on weekends, just so that somebody is there when it's open, or at least the sanitation guys come and go during the day, are dropping things off, picking them up, so there's a general presence, they can check it at the beginning and end of the day. So, but there will also be cameras, so it could be that if this works well, we could expand those hours maybe next year if we decide to do this again, so.
And this is simply a drop-off site. It's not a site for them to go and burn.
Correct. This is only drop off, there's no burning. The previous site was no burning, even though some people just thought they were helping and started it on fire.
I've got a question for Dewey. Dewey, can I change my vote on our last vote? I thought we'd be talking about this one first. So can I legally change that, or is that done deal?
Done deal for tonight.
Okay.
Somebody to bring it up again. at the next meeting. On the other side.
I would say that I think it would be good just for this year to leave open burning and see what it's like with an alternative.
Well, the nice thing is, if I would have gone ahead and voted no, they would be forced to do it this year. And if it's not garbage, they'd be fine. And that's the big problem, is they were throwing the garbage. So I deeply regret to all the people of Perry that I did not vote no. And next time we bring it up, I will, because I think this is the way we should go.
Yeah, I agree.
I really
This is the way we should go, but I don't know that it will go.
And hopefully it works out. That's why it's probably much lower budget than what permanent solution would be, things like that. So it is just kind of a trial and see how it goes.
I sincerely hope it works. You know, it's been quite a few years ago already that we closed out the old site for good reason, because as you indicated, people would start their own fire and they dump garbage down there and probably furniture and every other thing known to man. So I hope this really works out. But again, as we've talked about earlier tonight on another topic or two, it's only as good as the people who use it and make it work.
And I'm hoping if it does go well, that we can open it up like maybe on a Saturday morning for the
Yeah.
workers.
You know,
I
people
mean,
have.
this 7 to 3.
People have
30.
wanted something like this again ever since we shut down the other site, so.
And
Yeah.
it could be that, you know, even a volunteer or somebody to maybe go and open it, so we could always announce open open Saturdays, so that could be a thing as well. If we
Okay.
get feedback or have feelings of that. That's one thing that we've discussed is, you know, could somebody just swing by and open it and then somebody else go and close it or, you know, whatever that is.
I think that'd be a good option to offer because there's going to be a lot of people that our hours aren't going to
No,
Yeah.
help them at all.
those are more like working hours.
And if there's any council that wants to volunteer for Saturdays, just let us know.
I do it.
I would open and close it. I mean, as long as I don't have to be there for 4 hours. Sure. I mean, open it at 8 and close it at noon or whatever.
And I would be
I would
happy
be
to
okay
help
with
with
that.
that also.
I open around
I
anyway.
would volunteer on that
I would-
too.
Me too.
Take turns.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
You know.
mean, I'd be happy to do that. Because I think that's the only way that we're gonna get a lot of these people to use it is if we can make it during a time that they're not working. Right.
So can we,
And
cla-
maybe just do it for 4 hours.
so in our motion, can we clarify that we would have it open on Saturdays from
Well,
8 to
do
noon?
we want to open every Saturday or just say Saturdays as is announced and we can send out a public service announcement or figure out? we can
That's
say-
not too many,
Saturday,
that's not
there's
too
only
many.
4.
Saturdays.
We're only six weeks.
Okay, yeah, and if
I mean,
we want to.
Between
Between
The
us,
three
we
of us,
can
we can
open,
each do it
set it up
twice.
for 6 weeks.
Easy.
Okay.
But I also want to stress to the citizens that it's on their backs to do it right and to do it well and to be careful and not abuse it. We are trying real hard to bend over backwards to make it work. They need to step up to the plate and help us make it work.
I just wanted to say one more. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I had to do a lot of convincing of Public Works to go along with this.
Yes.
So people have to take it seriously and have to do that right.
Because people have to realize that once this is there, we have to haul all this out.
Yeah.
We have to haul it to another site. We're working on a site. And I'm gonna try to tug his shoulder down the road and maybe about having everybody go out to that site, but that's a whole nother discussion. The one thing I wanted to say was, this is for Perry residents only people in the city of Perry. And this is for residents. This is not for contractors. If you pay a contractor to bag your leaves, because there literally is plate times during yard waste that the guys go to a place and there's 100 yard waste bags.
Yeah.
And I think you all know what you're talking about. It's hell for those guys to throw that in there. It's a lot of work. And I know some contractors take yard waste bags from some people's places and maybe bring them to other sides of town and different stuff like that, that you cannot do. This is only for Perry residents, not for contractors. And with if the cameras, you know, I was here when we had the first yard waste site. You know, I dealt with the stuff where people had railroad ties in there. There was a garage door in there, you know, there was a trampoline out there. We put a railroad spike through our loader tire. You know, that's like $2,800 a tire.
Wasn't there an entire garage?
There was an entire garage out there at one time. Uh-huh. Yeah, but deck, all that stuff. There will be cameras out there with access. Will be probably Sven, myself, who have that. And yeah, we talked to Chief Vaughn and we can impose a $500 minimum fee. And it says in there, no warnings. So if we see something get thrown in there, I'm gonna send it right to Eric.
We
And
have to.
and let him look at it.
Literally have to enforce it, or else we might just as well abandon the
Yep.
whole situation.
The other thing I would say is no plastic bags. You cannot have plastic. If you bring your stuff in plastic bags, that's fine, but you need to dump those out and then take your bags with you. So,
Will
like I
there be a
said,
sign out there saying that?
yeah, you're gonna pull in and it's gonna say yard waste site, take a right. And then you're gonna go down and there's gonna be a sign that says appliance drop off, where you have the appliances now we'll have a sign. And then there will be a sign that says, tree branches and limbs under
6 inches.
6 inches go here, logs, bigger things like that, over 6 inches go here. And then your garden waste, your yard clippings, your leaves go here.
And there'll be a sign.
There'll all be
saying,
signs.
"Please take your plastic bags with you."
Yep, and then there's a rules sign there that we'll put up, and I'll probably put a stop sign on top of the rules sign so that everybody sees.
Great idea.
So, and it will be 7 to 3:30 now. And like I said, this is going to be a trial basis.
And I think also, if it turns out that the cameras work really well and can capture things at night and get a license plate at night, things like that, maybe it's open just all the time too. So those are all some of the things that we're going to be testing and keeping an eye on to see how really tight we have to keep it. So,
Because we don't know how much is going to be there. Is there going to be so much we're going to have to hire contractors to come help us haul the stuff out? We don't know. Or can we do it over the winter or whatever? But we do have to load that up and take it to our new site ourselves. So, but like Sven said, it's a trial basis, and I think people that mulch their yards will still mulch their yards or whatever. But some people might, instead of burning it, they may bring it up. So.
Thank you, Josh.
Is there any possibility that at some point the city could burn it there?
not there.
Not in that local, I can't picture exactly where we're talking about.
So, yes, a burn site has to be 1,000 feet away from an inhabited building. But I think long term, if this works out, I think composting is something that we could look at doing. That could even be, I'm hoping maybe a partnership with Metro Waste, who does composting, but maybe we work with them to have more of a, northwest composting site. Because right now, the yard waste that the city takes to the landfill, they bring their grinder up, grind it into semis, and then take it down to the Pleasant Hill landfill. So there's a lot of transportation there that could be cut out if we could partner and maybe have them help us grind and do our own composting. And then, I've seen a lot of cities that give that compost out for free to their residents. That has a lot of benefits just for yards, but then also healthy yards with lots of topsoil and organic matter absorb a lot more water when it rains. So that helps with some of our stormwater issues too. But then also we budgeted for and have now a spreader for mulch and compost and everything to top dress all of our ball fields and parks and all sorts of stuff. So I think that'd be a huge positive thing for us to just have here and be able to compost out our parks and ball fields as well. So that's kind of the long-term approach to the whole big picture of what we.
Do we need to amend our motion or make any official change? Since we're talking, I guess, about doing Saturday hours to 8 to noon or something like that.
Yeah, I would say whoever made the motion just needs to say,
To amend their motion.
amend their motion to include Saturday hours.
Okay.
Yes, I would happily amend that motion to include Saturday hours from 8 to noon.
I think I second it.
Second on that?
Yeah, so I agree with that.
Thank you. Any further discussion before we call the roll? If not, call the roll, please.
Kirkland,
Yes.
McCauley.
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Thank you. I think this is a good trial attempt, and I hope the city and the citizens can all work together to make it more than just a one-year trial. Next item, resolution approving the application submission of the Airport Rescue Grant Program. The city of Perry, as an airport sponsor of the Perry Municipal Airport, is eligible for funds under the American Rescue Plan Act 2021 ARPA Public Law 117-2 Airport Rescue Grant Program, ARGP, and estimated eligibility of $32,000. This resolution would approve the submission of the Airport Rescue Grant Program application OMB SF 424 to the FAA and would authorize the city administrator to sign all documents related to the application. Motion, please.
I move that we approve the application submission of the airport rescue grant.
I'll second.
Discussion?
This is the third one for us. Definitely a helpful thing to keep the airport going.
Any other discussion about this airport grant? One more time, any other discussion on the grant? If not, call the roll, please.
Walling.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Berkman.
Yes.
Collie.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item, resolution approving the solar power generation easement agreement. The city of Perry and Red Lion Perry Solar LLC entered into a solar power and service agreement dated June 21st, 2021, and there is a need for an easement agreement to go along with the original agreement, which would grant Red Lion Perry Solar LLC and its contractors, subcontractors, and others as directed an easement over, across, and upon these properties. The easement agreement would allow for use and development to generate solar electricity, deliver solar services to the city in accordance with the solar power and service agreement, and to access areas in order to perform and maintain the system. The term of this agreement would be 25 years, which may be extended by 5 years if the terms and conditions of the agreement are met. The easement would also terminate upon the termination of the solar power and service agreement. This resolution would accept the easement agreement as well as authorize the mayor to sign on the city's behalf. Need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution approving the solar power generation easement agreement.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
So this is something that Perry Red Lion has never had to do before, but the new bank he's working with on this project, it's something they wanted. So he came back and asked if we could just do a kind of a blanket easement for all the sites. They are very general easements or legal descriptions. We looked to see if we just had any on file for some of these properties, but it would have cost quite a bit to make an easement agreement or legal descriptions for each easement on each site for something that we've all already agreed to. So we just use really general legal descriptions that you'll notice, but other than that, just something that his financier wanted.
Any other discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Klein.
Yes.
Berkman.
Yes.
Collie.
Yes.
Walling. Yes. Schott.
Okay. Resolution approving the print fleet management contract for the administrative office. The administrative office currently holds a print fleet management contract that is set to expire in the near future with Access Systems, and after careful review has determined that the contract with Access Systems has been an efficient and effective program. Access Systems reviewed the current print fleet management plan and provided recommendation on the plan. It is recommended that equipment be replaced and to continue the bundled plan that includes equipment, on-site services, supplies, training, printing, monitoring, and flexible equipment upgrades at a monthly cost of $514.40. This will hold a cost savings of approximately $1,200 per year from the current usage charges. This resolution would authorize the city clerk or finance officer to sign the new print fleet management plan agreement. Motion, please.
I move that we approve the. Okay, go ahead.
Go
Dave.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, we move that we approve the resolution approving the print fleet management contract for the administrative office as presented.
Discussion?
This has worked out really well for us. I think the only thing that upsets me about it is that I'll have to learn how to use a new copier because I just got this one and now that'll be switched out. So,
Will that really show?
yeah, I'll be like Josh.
Bring in a little 5-year-old.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Josh
Elementary or middle
always
school
makes
kid.
Susie use the fax machine for him because he can never remember which way it goes in. So Susie and Liz can help me make copies. So.
If part of the part of the training package. Any other discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
McCauley,
Yes.
Berglund,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Thank you. Having no other business before us, we stand adjourned at 7:00 PM. Thanks, everybody.